Ohio gozaimasu there, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good morning. Hello there, Van. And we are on Baby Dragon's Day. Does that refer to the Japanese carriers? You're overthinking it, but that's pretty good. No, I was more so thinking that, obviously we'd spotted American carriers not too long ago. So I was going for like a Moby Dick reference, like There Be Whales or something like that. I can't remember what it is, but I was thinking of like There Be Whales, but now go with dragons. Most, of course, they have the ability to fly and spit fire. Well, their aircraft do. Now, he emailed me and he said that he'd accidentally named it with the same name, so it should still be good to go. Ideally. Let's hope so. Ideally it is the right turn, otherwise I'll be quite sad. If it is indeed the right turn, we do have a bombing mission set up for Luganville. We're setting at about 11 sallies or so. There's a sweep of about 26, 27 zeros going in first at 20k. There should be at least 10-ish or so, maybe 14, something around that sort of number, zeros escorted as well. They're going to be flying from Kira Kira. We wanted, I mean, this is it. Essentially, I imagine we're probably going to have one shot, really, just play some damage down on the actual airfield. Ideally catch something out, I would hope. Yeah. It looks like his carriers are on the way back, so we'll see about that. No. Get up tie still in port. Alright, moving into the naval movement phase. Yeah, we do have our patrol boats here. Now, ideally, we do have APDs. I'm just hoping that we get additional assets into Endemi. Okay. Yeah, ideally, it goes well at Luganville and the ambition. Ideally. And that is the AP I've been looking for. Hit but no fucking explosion. Okay, that's typical. There's literally nothing else there. There's literally... Use a fucking gun! Okay. That's mildly irritating. Right on your operation. Operation what? Oh, yeah. Yeah. It wasn't a bombardment, it was a carrier strike. Yeah, that was unfortunate. Hi, shame. How you doing there, Nano? Good to have you. Yeah, a little bit annoyed there regarding that AP. So we went in yesterday to try and get it as well, and then today we have a hit. No explosion, I think it was. It was like, use the deck gun. Or just fire another torpedo. Maybe they don't have many torpedoes, in fairness. A lot of them in that area have expended quite a few, but it's like, ah, oh, come on. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there we go at last. Okay. Oh, thanks, my Epson. Oh, fucking printer. Okay. Yeah. So, that bloody printer there. So, AP Haywood there, 2 torpedo hits and heavy damage. Yeah, she goes down there. How you doing there, Alex? Good to have you, my friend. How you doing, Arrow? Yeah, should we go on? Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm not too sure how effective the British aircraft are at night operations. Honestly, I have no idea. Never really played as the Allies much, so I don't really know their effectiveness. Hey, Dana Harkon, good to have you. Ooh, we do see something to the, yeah, I saw something near Luganville there, which is interesting. Just to the south, actually. North of New Caledonia. That was interesting. Okay, so do have severe storms overhead today. Not bad today. Possibly. We do have Vidinas there as well. I mean, we have had pretty horrific weather. So we might have the bombers cancelled there. You are wise in that one. Oh yeah, I forgot to bring those. I'm not worrying too much because, well, there's the Dinas as well, so I'm hoping that they may fly. Likely not, though. Likely not. It always seems to be terrible weather when we want to do something. So we had a view of Wake Island there. Right, should be able to begin employing the light bombers over chunking from next, well, from this turn anyway. Excuse me. Yeah. So we may indeed have a cancelled air mission then, unless they can fly in this phase. We'll see. Even if the sweep went ahead, that'd be nice. Yeah, seen plenty of allied submarines. Hey, Dana Yakov, good to have you. Yep, there we go. A second there. We are seeing quite a few ships there. Yeah, so obviously that shows us carriers are in the area. Yeah. It looks like the Luganville mission may be scrapped due to weather. That's a shame. So it looks like the reconnaissance went ahead then. Yeah, seeing the ship there just over Luganville. Yeah, it looks like it's scrapped due to weather then. That's a shame. Yeah. This turn probably would have been the only turn where we would have been able to do it without much in the way of resistance. But of course we do have the information outcome from today, so maybe we do have an opportunity to fly it again. Though in fairness, I don't particularly mind it too much. It would have been nice to do, but the enforced stay of hand does mean that we do gain that rest ideally. But then again, if they had their mission cancelled by weather, I don't think they rest. I think they technically have flown, so it's been cancelled, so no, probably gain nothing really. That's an ideal, but what can you do? Okay. Yeah, again, this part will take progressively longer and longer. I think Avoken had suggested like you tab out the tab back in and apparently it skips it forward or something of that nature. I'm sure, I think some people did suggest some options actually, how to speed it up. So I'll have to look into those at some point. By the way, I've upped the amount of bit rate for the stream. I don't know if there's any difference. Do you guys see any difference? Because I have no idea. There's a 72 down there. No fairness, I do use this time to actually have like a bit of my coffee. Yeah. Kohi Hall. Kohi or Nomadai. Okay, so we see 21 casualties there. 339 inflicted there, some destroyed, 26 disabled. That's good. Yeah, I do see that his troops are returning there. That's a shame. But we do have even more forces arrive now. I think we should be fine, really. I think we're going to go ahead once the armored units arrive. We'll try and use them to obviously reduce the fort levels, but more so reduce supply. That'd be quite nice. Okay. So I do have a 3rd tank regiment that's arrived over here now. So the tanks are beginning to arrive. Headquarters arrived as well, so yeah, they're looking pretty fine now. I'm not in the greatest of hurries though. So I do have a tank, 10th Tank Regiment, 23rd A, attacking here. It's a deliberate attack. Yeah, so they won't surrender. They'll probably surrender next turn though. So we have 82 there. Yeah, minus supply, 1058. I just want this area secured so I don't have to worry about Garrison it. It'd be nice to rid ourselves of the men around Kyanko, but probably more effort than it's worth for the most part. Okay, Kijo. Nice. So we do have our Korean airfield there. Chiba, Tarishima. Right, so we do have more information. I actually do have a H6Ks at Dendeni now. I'd meant to move them the turn before, but I'd actually done it on the wrong save. And then thought I'd already done it, but yeah, they're in position now. And we do have 18 or so roofies at Dendeni now as well. Ideally, we did have our APDs arrive. That'd be nice if they did. Again, we are running into a tighter time frame, really, for doing anything around that area. It would have been ideal had we had that mission go ahead today, but it looks like weather cancelled that. So that's a shame. I am intrigued by the task force to the south, actually. But at least we got the AP that was important. I don't think she was damaged, so I'm not sure. Yeah, it's pretty interesting that we didn't actually pick up on her, because I did send 2 submarines into that, into Luganville the day before, actually. She might have been docked, I'm not sure, but then again, this is it. There's only a size 1 port, so she can be docked, potentially if she's of this size, but she can still be attacked. Maybe. So, wait a minute. Yep, did I just load that? Yep. Yeah, there we are. So check on aircraft losses before we begin. Oh, wow. 3 Dauntless has lost to Ops today. That's pretty good. Adina, Sally there, and a G4. And Jake. He does lose another Mitchell over here. And a Hurricane there, Reconnaissance Hurricane. Both of those to Ops losses. So that's nice. He's obviously interested to see what's going on then, isn't he? I think the Hurricane Reconnaissance aircraft are probably flying out from here, Calcutta. One would imagine. One would imagine. Some pretty good numbers out there. We didn't have all the reconnaissance flights actually fly yesterday. It's in a submarine over there. Yeah, okay. So what do we see down here then? Cruisers is interesting. Yeah, so we did sink the ship that was there. So 6 units there now, so maybe... I think there was there 6 yesterday? I can't recall if there was 6 yesterday. There might have been 6 yesterday, actually. I honestly can't remember now. Music's bloody stopped, which is annoying. Yeah. It would have been nice had that mission gone ahead, but it looks like we had severe weather in the area. I need to download that map mod. Sorry, the mod that changes weather. I'm going to do that in the future, actually. So it is fair. I mean, the actual weather like this isn't particularly great. Doesn't particularly give you all that much information. Right, so we do see spotted out here. Yeah, it doesn't see all of them, though. Right, we are more than aware that is a carrier in that area, then. We do have our H6Ks over here, then. Yeah. I will have another one ready tomorrow, then. So we'll have 4, and actually, no, we'll have 4 and 2 reserves, then, which is going to be really quite nice. How you doing that, pizza? Especially 3 SPDs and early forts too, not easy to replace. Yeah, I mean, this is it. He'd lost 37 or so in the attack over there. I don't know if they were SPD 3s or SPD... no, I think they were SPD 3s, I think they were. Remember about 10 years ago, the dev team admitted they made an error. Oh, wow. Oh, that's cool then. Good to have you there, Pizza Man. Alright, so do have... I'm going to split these AKs up, but they're essentially going to be moving along a line here, just trying to give some more information. Excuse me. The good news is now we don't have any ships in this area. And we also move the heavy cruisers over here to Shortlands. And the idea is we are going to go ahead and more than likely take one of the BBs out here and have it stationed over here at Woodlark, perhaps. We'll see about that. The reason being that... it's kind of just seeing what will make sense, really. It would be nice, because Woodlark is more likely to be bombarded than Talagi or Lunga at this point now. So it's more so the idea of like having the heavier assets where the danger is greater, if that makes sense. So potentially something of that nature. We may, yeah, it's something is like that as you're thinking then essentially. As we'll have a size 4 airfield tomorrow, then keep on building that up. I moved them over here. We may have another task force. We may split them and have some down here. We may have some elsewhere. I'd still like to go ahead with a bombardment mission at Cairns, K, whatever. Need to decide how that's going to go ahead. I mean, this is it. We could have gone in for that, but I just didn't feel too comfortable with it. Right. Would like to reduce that. I think I'll set up about 10% cap. Though, in fairness, actually, let's see. Let's go back there. Probably go for about 40 there. Set that, just, yeah, that's fine. I might even just reduce that range down to 0. We have been wondering if these are, like, transport aircraft, and maybe he's flying supply in there. So I do have one of the groups of Oscars over here running some long-range cap over Moresby. So have we seen anything... I think you see in the report over here, actually. Yeah, Mitchell over Magway. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Probably has Mitchell's in both places, really. Reported hit on that submarine there. They're starting to become more common as well now. Ah, there we go. Alice Springs Airfield. I mean, that's in the centre of Orcs. Yeah, Tan 3 report has been sunk. Not seeing anything there. No, not seeing anything right now. Right. 26. Yeah. So they're making decent speed. Again, it will slow down when they get to that point there, but we are now entering the final stages. I mean, the headquarters only has to make it to here anyway, so they don't have to go the full distance, so I could have them then move back to Buna, which is quite nice. But we are entering the final days of Moresby, really. These guys are recovering as well. I mean, that one's almost at full strength. These are almost at full strength. It was the 48th that took the brunt of the punishment, really. But that's useful. Should give us the overwhelming AV once we have a division arrives. But the fact that the division will have the headquarters support will make a tremendous difference. It really makes a big difference. So that's going to be quite nice. And that headquarters has okay preparation. Right, so moving east. What distance is that then? So that's range 15 from Talagi. 14 from Lunga. How is he planning here? Severe storms in the area. I mean, this is it. I don't have much information here. Moving east is interesting, though. It's such a provocative movement as well, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, we're not seeing much in the area, but it looks like bad weather. Down here, not seeing much either. We're just not seeing much here today. Weather is just such a big issue to deal with, really. Yeah, so Alice Springs out here. That's interesting. Does he fear invasion of Australia? I suppose he must do. He sent me an email saying something along the lines of, "Oh, I'm not going to let you have the South Pacific without a fight, or at least a show of a fight." And really, our goal isn't. I mean, this is it. It's like we are going to push on down the chain over here, but it's not as if I'm like, "Oh, I want to take the South Pacific so badly." It's just. He's just, yeah, I mean, it just makes sense for us to take control of the island chains because we can build them up and boom to the next and build them up, boom to the next. It just helps us out, really. Yeah, we do have a number of submarines heading south. There's 4 submarines over here, so we could have 4 submarines heading out down that way, then. Right, did the APDs arrive? They did. I love these APDs, man. Yeah, there we are. So that brings us a 3rd construction company. They're just so grand. Absolutely grand. And Denny's likely to be bombarded, though, I've got to admit. But, apparently listen the submarine there. I'll believe it when I see it. But yeah, the Hayward over there. She couldn't have docked in size 1, but I don't know why she was there. Maybe, had we hit Hayward before? I'm not sure. Maybe she was left there just to act as bait? Maybe. Hard to say on that one, really. Hard to say. Yeah, do have another submarine moving into the area there. She does need a little bit of repair and refuel. We do have I-26 in here still. We have I-7. She needs to go in under... Yeah, she needs to go in for repair there. Yeah. And we have I-26 here. So I-26 is just undergoing a couple... Yeah, a little bit of repair there. I may have her sent out. We tried to see if we could actually use her as a midget subcarrier, but it seems only the C1 class can do that, unfortunately. So we took her aircraft off. We'll place that back on board today then. But yeah, I probably will send her out. She's very useful to have out there due to the fact that she does carry a float plane. Okay. We're going to be working on moving the carriers and all the ships out of the area as well, actually. I would very much like the idea of forming up a new MKB, a Karga Butai. A K Butai. Karga Butai. And essentially having Karga Runyo head out into these waters with sufficient surface escorts and essentially try and raid shipping lanes. We have a good idea of where his carriers are. It'd be great if we had more information here today. We had great information 2 days ago, or at least the best we've had for a while. And then today it's dropped off. I think that's probably a mix of weather. But the good news is we do have the H6Ks at Endeni. So they'll make themselves felt. It's like we now have naval search extending all the way down here now, which is pretty damn good, actually. It definitely does help us out. It just gives us more prior warning as well. It also gives us more out this way, which is excellent too. I'm really, really quite pleased about that. So we do have a greater overlap now between Tarawa, Endeni, Kira, and Talagi. I think we still have some over here at Talagi, do we? We do, yes. Quite a few there at Talagi, in fact. And we have, well, I say a couple, a literal couple over here. These guys are obviously on to repair there. One will be available tomorrow. Do have those guys there? Yeah, there's one available over here that needs to be transferred elsewhere. I might have it moved somewhere else and then disband it to join another group, because we do have 6 down there already. Maybe to Tegala, perhaps. We do have a couple spare over here that we need to figure out what to do. And the amazing thing is like, these Embleys have the most ludicrous range. Like, their transfer range is amazing. Like, these guys could be transferred from Tokyo to Endeni. Like, they have that range. I don't think I'd probably want to do it in one go. But yeah, they can reach Endeni. That's that's a long fucking flight, man. That is a long flight. Can you imagine flying from Tokyo to Endeni? That is a long flight. But yeah, we'll eventually work them down somewhere, really. They're pretty excellent. They have a 24 normal radius up to 30 standard. These guys are just far like head and shoulder above the H6Ks. Absolutely. They're faster, they're more durable, and they have greater range. So you get so much in there. You still have that offensive capability with the two. Just pretty damn good, really. Yeah, the fact that they are faster as well makes a big difference. But yeah, that range is fantastic. I'm gonna look towards moving them probably south or somewhere important enough. Maybe, I mean, they are high service rating aircraft. I think they are service rating 4, perhaps. Let me double check that. Yeah, service rating 4. So I think I'd probably have them maybe at Lunga, maybe at Tulagi, something like that, like a decently developed airbase. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that is a hell of a trip. Alright. We are producing the Emily, I do believe, actually. Let me double check. Ah, I recall now, yeah. We will be producing the Emily. Like, right now, we are producing the Emily. Let me see. Yeah, they're due to arrive soon. We do have this over here. Yeah, so they're due to arrive soon. And then we'll have production of the Emily. So I'll probably keep them just at Tokyo for now, perhaps. Or somewhere else, but we don't have many. But they will replace the H6K4. As to whether I keep the H6K4 production, possibly. H33 engine. I'd have to take a look at that. Maybe worthwhile. It's just we are going to have them replaced by G3 M3s, and the Emily does its job and does it far better. Speaking of whatever G3 M3s. Ah, out of Kojima. Yeah. So we have a group over here. You can see that we're building them up. We're going to use these guys predominantly for search, to be honest. Really quite nice. So you can see they have that 21 range there. I mean, currently they're in an extended range, but I might reduce that down to normal, perhaps. Yeah, so you can see that gives us some pretty impressive range there. It's great range in a H6K4, which is excellent. But the normal radius being 21 is nice. It could potentially catch him out really in the future, because he tends to expect 20. And then obviously when we have the Emilys, they're quite nice. I'd like to get the Emilys down here if I could. They would be really nice to have out there just for that long range. But yeah, probably better off waiting until they are in sufficient numbers. Now, the excellent bloody thing is, I'm really happy that this actually went ahead. I was very, very worried about it, actually. Quite concerned about it. But it has gone ahead and worked, and I'm very happy. I couldn't be happier, in fact. A little bit too large here. Yeah. So, what we'll go ahead and do then is... How big are they? Yeah, these are large ships. Just a little bit too large. Right, have them dock and load fuel. Could do it with the others, but it's quicker to do it like this. Yeah, they're moving in there too. I'm very happy about that. We do have the other group as well, so the other group arrived here too. So that's quite good. It shows that we can actually defeat his submarine presence in the area with a mix of coastal and obviously having a great deal of ASW flights. That's a good thing. That's pretty good. Right. The tankers, well, quote-unquote tankers, the AKs carrying fuel over here have arrived too. So we're looking at size 2 port, sorry. So, 12k. Issue is, we don't have the luxury of being safe in this port. So I do want to get them unloaded ASAP, really. Transport, I guess. What can I actually handle capacity-wise? Let me double-check that. 12k. Ugh. Well, that'll do then. Well, actually, might as well take the larger ones if I can. Yeah, they are quite large. Alright, there we are. I did want some fuel here. It gives us something to work with in the future, because we have had a pretty nasty deficit of fuel here for quite a long time. So we'll need that. Yeah, so I'd like to get a Naval Guard unit out to Coco's Island one day. Probably like Naval Guard unit on Coco's. Maybe Christmas Island too, but Christmas Island probably not so much, but it depends really. Because there's a lot of islands around here. We'd have to really take a look at these islands and see which ones. There's still a couple islands I need to capture out here. I'll have to go and get that done. Yeah, I'd have to see which islands would be worth taking control of, or denied to him really. So I do have the Thai forces now marching into China. That's going to take some time, but they'll eventually arrive there. I'd have to double check and see how much garrison force we need in China. So if I could actually use the Thai forces to garrison China, that could be worthwhile. Mixed with the Chinese forces as well. Ideally, be in a position where we don't need to garrison China with Japanese troops. That'd be ideal. Free up a number of those divisions and to head elsewhere, really. Yeah, Coco's is very nice. Coco's is one of those where it's far enough away where it would be very tempting for him, really. So, I mean, what distance we're looking at there to Batavia? Yeah, 17 hexes. It's pretty distant. So having a unit there would be nice. It's an atoll, though, so it's ×4. Building up, yeah. It's never going to be as well defended as, like, say, Marcus would be. But a Naval Guard there would probably... It's one of those, isn't it? It's like... You want it to be a pain, but it's... I don't know. You just want to try and cause damage as much as you can, really. A Naval Guard is relatively cheap, I suppose, in a sense. It's a unit that is going to... potentially... But it depends, really, because of its position there, he could enforce his will upon it. It's just essentially a delaying tactic more than anything else. It prevents a small raid from being able to take it, maybe even a medium raid. But if he has sufficient support and the willingness to do it, he'll take it. There's nothing you can really do about that. You just want to try and make it painful, really. Okay. Right, so they're positioned there, so they've taken control of that hex side. Sending Vish brigade over here to take control of that hex side as well, but I'll have one of those brigades move out. Maybe even take a position back here again to block supply. But I don't think there's much supply coming out. Though in fairness, it could still have something there. So eventually we'll get that resolved. Right, so we'll have another deliberate attack there. That's good experience for the tanks, really. 10th phase moving in there now. Yes, that's good. And the exchange on the garrisons taking place, good. Decided it wasn't worth attacking that. They're moving south. The good news is we don't need to worry too much about this road over here now. Right, so they will be on the roads tomorrow, so we can then finally get them moving down to Chungking, which would be quite nice. I've reformed the 63rd Division over here. That's going to head out for Chungking eventually. It'll take a while to get there, but it will eventually arrive. Yeah, I mean, this is it. I'm not in too much of a hurry regarding Chungking as such. It's actually had an increase of guns there. Actually, no, I think it's always had 40. I think it's only like 30 odd that can actually fight. So it's had the number of men increase there. But, again, this is a lot of riflemen. Which is why I'm so very intrigued in just using the armor to soak up the attacks and just drain that supply, ideally. So there's a lot of men there. Yep, quite a force. So additional artillery arrived tomorrow. Aye. I don't know, there's a part of me that's like, what is our time frame? Because it could be worthwhile to just really increase the preparation to a degree. I'll think about it. It's going to be quite a few days before we have everything assembled anyway. The good news is it just doesn't have guns. Well, it has some guns, but nowhere near as many, so that definitely reduces firepower. Right, they're heading there. Okay. Now, generally things are just in motion now. They can head there. And then I will take the unit over here and probably have it as a garrison over here. So when they get about halfway, they can begin marching that way then. We do have a 4th Tank Regiment then, so they're moving in there too. Yeah, they've arrived. It is nice to actually have that support. You can see that they are lacking support, but obviously having a headquarters here does give us another 180 support there, so it does help out. Do have the artillery and the tank regiment, another tank regiment there. Yeah. So they will arrive tomorrow. And then I may go ahead and attack there. That'll likely drive them down south. But I'm not against just waiting for the tanks. I think I might just wait for the tanks to arrive anyway, because they're all going to head to the same place anyway. And if I can get that regiment in place, I can have them all move out at once. Otherwise I'm going to have to. But it doesn't make that much of a difference, really. Easy. Yeah, it's just getting everything into position. I do have forces over here. They're marching in from the different hexes over here, so we can just take control of every hex side here. That unit moving in there to then move up that road too. Alright, so that's getting done. We'll pick that unit up at some point in the future. Alright, I did send the AKs over here, so they're going to go ahead and dock. And they're going to go ahead and pick up this unit here. Ideally. And then they'll be transferred out to China. Right. Yeah, they're loading. I'm just loading the artillery from the Philippines and moving that out. Probably to China. Yeah, so things are going well. A bit of a quieter turn than we would have liked. I would have liked to have bombed Luganville, but right now he doesn't have many aircraft there. It's just a shame because obviously these carriers are drawing closer, but they're not as close as I thought they would. I think they're roughly in a relatively similar position to where they were yesterday. I'd have to double check that. But I would have expected them maybe about there. This is interesting because it's like, what could that be? We do have severe storms overhead. But it's like, what could that potentially be, I wonder. But every day gives us another day that we gain in terms of preparation, to be honest. So I'm really not against that. Alright. Yeah, that fatigue's pretty good there. Alright, another day is more fortifications at longer too. So we're up to 62% there to use size 2. Just more fortifications would be nice. Tessa Foronga there building up. Tessa Foronga is a good one to have there, really. Yeah, the thing that we're looking for as well is to try... Well, what we're thinking, essentially, is if it does come into the area and engages the actual base over here, it would be quite nice to have Nix potentially positioned here to Lagi on cap of range 1 sort of thing. And just essentially have them in such numbers that they could potentially respond to these areas here. But we want them in sufficient numbers to make a difference, if that makes sense. So... let's see. So there's a total of 42 here ready. Sorry, 38 ready, 42 in total. Whether or not they can actually fly all of those depends on the size of the actual squadron. Well, group size there, 10. So they probably will be okay then, actually. That one could actually have a couple more in it there. But yeah, we want them to be in a size large enough to make a pretty big dent. Yeah. 14 here. Numbers are just building up, really. So in total, we have 57 NICs, 46 already, 9 not ready, 2 in reserve. That number increases. 3 in the pool, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty good to have. It takes time to get them out into the field as well, but once they're there, it is a lot easier to work with squadrons. So I'm quite happy about that. I think we're looking towards actually just building up a pool of zeros as a reserve. The idea being that we could keep, we might have some head out into the squadrons as well, depending on the numbers. But the idea is, like, let's say that we have a squadron that takes quite a beating. We can only add replacements in there, I believe it is, once a week. So rather than adding just a couple, we'd rather have a pool so we can add multiples, really. You know, like try and add quite a good number rather than just a small number, really, and then have to wait a week. So we're at 17 zeros in the pool at the moment. Obviously that'll keep increasing. So in reality, each day he waits is better for us. We're just shy of just shy of 20k there. And it depends, really. I mean, it is a little bit. The direction's interesting. He may be trying to go around. I don't know. It is strange. I mean, he could be trying to head for the Marshals. Hard to say. He does now suddenly have more submarines around here, which is interesting. Very hard to say. Marcus there, yeah, looking good. Yeah. He's been relatively quiet, but we do have an idea that he's building up. I'm just hoping that we have better weather to come in the next few days on, well, for us, really. You do get a little bit of a forecast down here, so apparently clear sky tomorrow. Yeah, apparently, okay, weather could be good tomorrow. Yeah, weather's apparently meant to be good in this area tomorrow, then. Oh, if only it had been today. If only it had been some other days as well, that'd have been quite nice too. Severe storms there. Just overcast. We'll see. Oh, we're going to try and get some mines over here to Andeni as well in the near future. Yeah, we do have an ACM moving in there. She's going to disband in there. Yeah, just need to get her in there. Right, they're loan suppliers, so ideally they can get in there. And this is a useful thing about the APDs. We are moving to construction companies, but we are moving some supply with them as well. Just try and keep that up. I mean, she's probably going to run low on supply. We just need to get to that size 1 airfield, then at least I can start to fly supply in there as well and try and boost the numbers there. It'd have been amazing had we had like a couple K there, but unfortunately not. But it's one of those. It's to be expected that we'll probably be bombarded now. So that's something to take into consideration, really. But still, that'll be useful. Having the H6Ks there is brilliant. I mean, also, if it comes in for like some sort of air raid or something like that, they do have some protection here, so that's always a useful thing to have. Okay. Tankers over here. Luckily, there's so much shallow water in this area we can make some good gains. Try to drive them out there. Okay. Right, so our forces arrived down here. Apparently his forces over here then. Okay. So, that's an interesting one. Has a lot of support though. So I will keep it in position for that support though. Oh, not B-17s. I was thinking more so of the carrier aircraft, really. Yeah, in case a naval attack came in from his carriers to attack the APDs, then at least there would be some defenses there. I'm not saying they do amazing, but we've seen that sometimes he will operate with low levels of escort. It'd be great if we could get in there and actually just take something out. So that's the idea behind that one. Hey, doing there, Simon? Good to have you. We're playing against a human opponent. It's a turn-based game. We have been playing since February. I think it's February of this year or last year. I can't remember, but it was a February. We're on the 166th day. With many more to go. Right, so take a look at the R&D then. So we had the A6MA advance. I think it was 2 days ago. So you can see that's down at 944 there. Yeah, that's going to be nice. I'm looking forward to when we have these guys. They're not too far away now. I mean, we just need another 3 there, and then we can start actually making some progress. I don't think it'll be able to advance, but it'll be there ready to go. Wish the Tojo's made more progress. They are, it's just taking longer than would have been expected. Right, so tomorrow we should have the Helens actually advance the R&D. And then they'll arrive in the month to come then. Yeah, quite a few episodes. We're in a interesting situation. We're playing a player called Admiral Dadman, and he's bloody good on the sea. We've suffered a lot at sea, and suffered a lot in general, but he's given us a lot on land. He's played a very interesting strategy in China, and I don't know how to describe it really, but it's an interesting one really. Right. I don't think we've had an advancement here today. I need to take a picture of this so I can like remember it, but yeah. Go, Kiev. Yeah, really quick, come on, dude. Okay. Hi. Speaking of some resources over here in Shanghai, I'm going to try and make use of the coastal water. I just want to avoid the deep waters because we know that's where problems are going to be. Alright, so we do have Nagato under repair over here. She'll take a while, but she's alive. And that's a good thing for us. She took a number of bombs really that could have hit anybody else. Oh yeah, we've had plenty of our own carriers sunk. He's been really annoying like that. We had our 3 CVL sunk and 2 CVE sunk. So we've lost a number of carriers, which is not exactly ideal. There's been so many times, though. So many times where he should have lost the carrier as well, but luck does not favour us in this game. You'll see that. This is why we have the strategy of just land-based air power, really. The Japanese carriers are in Japan, Kobe, right now. Well, most of them are. Kaga and yours to the south. I will have Shokaku, Zuikaku go into repair, into upgrade shortly enough, actually. But the good thing is, the really good thing is, I've got to stress, is the fact that while they're not at sea, they are not burning fuel, which is really good for us down here. Because we don't have, I mean, we have like, what, 47k fuel here. That goes pretty quick. That does go pretty quickly. Which is why I'm eager to move ships out of the area. It's why when the Yamato class of rise, when the Yamato actually arrives, she'll likely go ahead and sit in Singapore, due to there being lots of fuel there for her and repair facilities. Okay. Overall, not that much to report on. A lot of storms in the area. Hmm. 51% there. So a couple of days we'll have the size 3 airfields over here at Kirikira and Tasaforonga. That'd be nice. Well, this is it really, isn't it? That's what we're hoping for. And we've had opportunities, it's just not materialised. We had a British carrier that had 6 torpedoes launched at it by a submarine, and they just all missed, unfortunately. He went into the Coral Sea with his British carriers, and the weather just shut us down. We had 2 of the 3 airfields shut down by weather. We still managed to cause him quite a bit of problems, but yeah, just unfortunately didn't have everything going as we wanted it to. So he's been fairly lucky, but I think he's beginning to realise that, yeah, he can't expect luck to always be on his side either. But eventually we'll have our chance. And while we have no carriers in the game, we can't lose any carriers, so that works for me. Looking pretty good. I'm quite happy. Right, so we're due to have the Porton airfield here. Probably not tomorrow, but in the near future. I do have the airfield ready to go here. I'm just like trying to hide it to a degree. Right, airfield's not far off over here in Milne Bay either. So we're getting ready now. Okay. So we do have the other elements of the 21st Division on the way. We did have an AP sunk over here and another damage, so we do have that we'll have to pick up, of course. We've offloaded a number over here at Guam. Idea, obviously, to build up the numbers there, but also just to give us additional engineers, which is really quite nice. Just having any additional engineers does make a big difference. Saipan's looking good. We'll be at size 5 forts shortly, actually. We did move the 20cm guns of the Wake Coastal Gun Battalion over here, Coastal Gun Battalion, which augments the additional guns we have. I really hope it goes to some sort of Marcus, you know. It'd be quite nice. Yeah, that'd be good. Okay, yeah, we'll go with that then. So, thank you for watching there, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you have a fantastic day and weekend, that is. I'm going home today. I'm probably returning home tomorrow to my power tomorrow. And I need to get ready. I'm being picked up at 11, so I need to get ready. So, until next time, thank you for watching. See you in the future there, guys. Have a wonderful weekend. Until next time.